much impact do we, as a community, have on our net zero journey?
Me personally, not much, I don't think, really.
You might be surprised to learn that the community has the power to impact over 99% of emissions.
It doesn't really feel like there is any impact, so if you don't make any effort, it doesn't really feel like that anything's really happening, but on a bigger scale, it's really important.
That's why it's so important for everyone, no matter their experience, to have their say on the district-wide carbon plan.
Well, I think, obviously bringing people together with opposing views to talk about it in person is always a really good thing, because I think things can get a bit heated on social media.
Since 2019, Folkestone and Hythe District Council have been working to reduce emissions from their own operations and estate. However, these emissions account for only 0.38% of the district's total, so the council knows it cannot reach net zero alone.
Oh, that's interesting.
Good gracious.
I think there just needs to be more information getting that out there so that more people know about it.
The draft for the district-wide carbon plan identifies the emission sources and the 5 pillars of priority focus.
Lots of emissions come from farming.
I would imagine probably from the cars and public transport. So at this stage, although there'll be quite a bit from the beaches during the tourist season.
Business, ourselves.
Cars. That's a high volume of emission from there. Now, factories are a major concern also, with the emissions.
But how we tackle these challenges can only be done together as a community.
If you're not looking after your community or doing your bit, then the whole world will suffer.
Folkestone and Hythe District Council is committed to its leadership role to bring the community together to develop and turn this plan into action.
As a body, they really aren't responsible for our personal things. They can only do what they can do for themselves.
The district-wide carbon plan can't be just another document on a shelf, because 99% of the power to make a significant impact lies in your hands.
But yeah, I definitely think there is more we can do for the future generations to help them.
We need to be making a difference now. We don't want to be making a difference in 5 to 10 years. It's like they want to put it off.
I'd like them to be able, to be spreading the word more, I suppose, more leafleting, more posters, make people more aware of what's on offer and how they can make a difference, because you can make a difference. You just need to know what's the best way forward and how you're going to be helped to do that.
Consultation is now open between the 6th of November until the 1st of December, and you can have your say either online via the council's website, by attending one of the district-wide drop-in events, or via the dedicated email address. It's easy to have your say, but to give you some inspiration, here are some of the thoughts of local people.
For me, sustainability, climate crisis is all part of the moving world. It is much for everybody to start improving how they look at things, how they do things, whether it be at a personal level or business level.
People are just used to have their own habits, and I don't think people really want to change if it's too much effort.
Stuff in the shops that's unnecessary, all the junk that's used for one night or one day and gets straight into landfill.
We need to be able to get to the point where we can, like the general public, can afford better things. Say for example, you've got eco-friendly products. They're still very expensive, and for people who are perhaps on low incomes or low budgets, we need to be making that sort of thing accessible for them.
I'm sure people would use buses much more and stop using so many cars if they could rely on it.
Convenience, a lot of the time. And I think sometimes as well, sort of cost factors come into things. If we're looking at things like, we've been looking at electric cars recently, haven't we? Which obviously is far better for the environment, but it's considerably more expensive.
So I think there need to be different groups that people can join that's not so labour intensive perhaps, but just kind of information groups. Not necessarily doing the work, but just kind of informing people so that they can then spread the word.
It's quite hard to think about the really big things. It's like if you can think about like the smaller things that you can do, like in your life as a family, and obviously they have to be like economically viable as well, because sometimes some of these changes that you make can be quite expensive as well. So it's about also making changes that are sustainable for you as a family too.
Maybe sort of like ride to work schemes where more local employers are encouraging people to ride to work and getting a bonus or something like that, so that you're also keeping fit, but you're also cutting down emissions on car fuel, so that sort of thing.